couch is unnaturally high.
I know, because I'm used to that one.
That's like a normal chair. This is just
This
unnaturally
one's also
high.
softer. It's okay.
But you're super tall, so
I am.
maybe it's kind of almost
Do
even
you feel like
out.
you're sitting down on me?
A little bit. This is probably how you feel
How I
every
sit
day
up.
with regular people.
Actually, in Poland there are quite a lot of tall people, so it's not. But when I lived in the UK, it was different.
Was the UK
was
shorter?
I felt like a giant a lot of the
Oh,
time.
that's so weird.
Yeah. And like my best friends in school were always like up to here on me.
So weird. I would have never noticed that.
Yeah. I mean, we'd walk around the school with my friends and like I'd have one earbud in, she'd have the other one, and be like,
Oh my god.
yeah.
We're Planted, and this is our YouTube channel. And the idea of Planted is to create a fun vegan channel where we talk about different recipes.
But we also help people who would like to become vegan or who would like to introduce at least a partial vegan diet into their lives. We want to help with that transition, I guess.
And we're going to talk about a bunch of silly, fun things on this channel. It's going to be totally fun, not super serious, sometimes a little serious, but mostly fun.
Yeah.
And this all came about.
Well, let's tell them who we are.
Oh, right. I'm Karolina.
And I'm Agata. That's when we're our English-speaking versions of ourselves.
Also known as Karolina.
And Agata.
And that's our Polish version of our names. That's a Polish version of our names because we are actually Polish.
We're both born in Poland.
Both born in Poland. How old were you when you left?
When I left, I was 7.
Oh, okay. Oh,
You were younger, right?
that's interesting. I was younger. I was 5.
Okay.
But you sound like you left earlier because sometimes I meet people who left when they were 7 or 8.
Mm-hmm.
Especially like 8.
Their
I think
English
7 is the
isn't-
cutoff.
Right.
Yeah, because you
Well,
sound totally native.
So I read somewhere that between the ages of 8 and 12 is
Okay.
when your accent is formed. And so
Okay.
actually, during those years, I was living in Germany, but I was in an American school. And so I learned to speak English around Americans because it was on a military base in Germany. And it's a long story, but anyway, it was an American
I feel
school.
like I don't know you. I didn't know
It wasn't
anything
a
about
military
you
school,
before.
but it was an American school. So I learned to speak English with an American accent, and then when I was 12, I moved to England, and I was teased a little bit about my accent.
Because of your American accent.
Yeah, and I lived in a little town by the sea, and like it was a school of 1,000 English kids and me. So I worked quite hard to change my accent, but I noticed that if I have like a glass of wine or a cocktail, so the more I drink, the more American I become. Or when I'm around people who speak English with an American accent, my accent becomes more American because I fall back into it.
This makes so much more sense now because I noticed that you're really good at like switching from American accent to British accent, and now I understand why.
That's where it comes from. It's not me trying to be different. It just happens.
I know, but you go like back and forth, and
yeah.
I always thought that you were like raised in the UK. And
Yeah.
That's cool.
So that's my story.
Right. Well, mine is more simple than that. I moved to New York when I was 5, and I stayed in New York until college. And when I graduated from college, I moved to Korea. And then in Asia, I met my now ex-husband who talked me into moving to Poland. And I was always curious about living in Poland because I am Polish.
But did you ever come back like for vacations and stuff? Okay, as a kid, but you never lived here as a grown-up until after Korea?
No.
Okay.
But now we live in Poland. We live in Warsaw.
How long have you been back?
I've been back, I always say 10 years to everybody, and then I realized I don't think it's been 10 years anymore. I think it's been like at least 11, maybe even 12.
I've been back, I think it was 6 years in September, so just over 6 for me. Which for me seems such a long time.
So, for those of you who don't know, Warsaw is I think the number 5 most vegan-friendly city in the world.
Yes, I think so. I
Number
think it
6?
fluctuates. Well, it depends on who's scoring it, but yeah, it's on par with sort of Berlin and actually
Tel Aviv I think is number 1.
I didn't know. I thought Berlin was number. I mean, it depends because they do like global ones and they do European ones.
Right.
I know Berlin is high on the list. I think LA is high up on the list.
Yeah.
I didn't really consider Tel Aviv, but I guess they do make
they're super vegan
where there's
friendly.
hummus and falafel, then,
They're super
then you're
vegan.
good as a vegan.